that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better.
So I'm gonna have to apologize in advance here because I don't have very many jokes for this one. Don't worry though, it's not a long review because I'm not talking about a very long game. If you've ever been interested in game design like I have, or social psychology though, it's definitely something to check out. The Beginner's Guide is a powerful analysis of these ideas. Created as sort of a pseudo follow-up to the Stanley Parable by one half of Galactic Cafe Davey Reedon, The Beginner's Guide follows largely in the same vein. It is mechanically a walking simulator. You move through various environments exploring and looking around, while a narrator narrates a lot of exposition to you. There's some rudimentary puzzle solving here, but it's pretty simplistic gameplay overall. It's a game about narrative above everything, and a lot of people might not jive with that gameplay. That's fine. The Beginner's Guide is certainly not for everybody. There's a billion more visceral experience out there, with some powerful narrative touches. But The Beginner's Guide tells a unique narrative in the confines of its own world, and one that really it could only tell within this gaming medium. It's this very simplistic set of mechanics that the game uses as its primary device for the narrative. Because as much as Davey is telling the story firsthand from a narrator position, it's the mechanics of the game and how the game is structured that add to that story and create the fullness of the narrative that's happening here. The Beginner's Guide is presented as a sort of demonstration of some short games developed privately by a designer simply known as Coda. The game is narrated by Davey himself, as he sends players through the various worlds Coda has developed as a way to know their creator. I won't go into the narrative with too much detail, but it does tell an interesting story, if delivered somewhat ham-fistedly. You explore these worlds with Davey, who talks about his interpretations of them. It slowly bleeds together to a payoff at the end, and employs quite a few literal narrative devices to get you there. The game is very short, and really doesn't even top out at anything more than 2 hours if you take your time. But during this, we see touches onto various topics like depression, anxiety, and isolation, over to the loss of creative focus, and eventually validation. This is the power that fuels the creative mind. How fragile humans can be and how our demons can bubble up in the strangest of places. It's an experience that really, needs to be experienced. One that I urge those who enjoy a real narrative experience, or who've been in a creative space, or just love game design to dive into. It's a game you may only ever play once, and your interpretation might be different from mine. But that's the kind of game it is. Because your average everyday first-person shooter, I'd liken that to a Tom Clancy novel. This is more like a poem. It's laden with some metaphorical thought, exposes some interesting ideas, and touches on all sorts of things. Davey does tinge some of these with his own thoughts throughout the game, but in the end, it leaves a lot up to the reader to digest. If you're looking for a game with more, gameplay, then this probably is not going to be worth the price of admission for you. This is more of a narrative experience. Somebody who loves a narrative, a powerful narrative, and one that really tells its story through gameplay, definitely should check out The Beginner's Guide. Hey guys, thanks for checking out this little blurb on The Beginner's Guide. It's a game that has felt really different to me, and that's why I kind of want this video to feel very different as well, just to kind of illustrate that point. But I get ahead of myself. If you enjoyed this, I would love it if you supported my channel by liking the video or subscribing, because that makes me super happy whenever that happens. And if you have anything to say back, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I try to respond as much as possible. But thank you very much again for watching this video, and you have a great one. Fuck. Jokes. I got it. Dicks. Nailed it.